Hello, vampires and ghouls and twinks and brunettes, and welcome to this special Halloween video. This is not a scripted video, it is not a gameplay video. Well, technically I guess it is, because I'm doing this the right way. I am doing this the wolf way and not the matchmaker or pet trainer way, because apparently you can buy just a lycanthropy potion from both of these people. I had no idea you could do that before I googled it, so yeah. Now, believe it or not, I have never tried to become a werewolf in The Sims 2, neither have I ever tried to become a witch or a vampire. I am not only disinterested in occults in The Sims 2, I pretend that they don't exist. So yeah, that's my stance on that. Now, I don't know why I thought this would make a tantalizing video. It took a long time, and also very stupid things happened that I could not predict nor fix, because it's not supposed to happen. It's not something that I thought might be a problem. I put all the chances on my side, filled the yard with trees, adopted a toddler, and put the toddler in a box, but it's fine. And as you will see, the problem was not that wolves weren't coming to my lot. They were. I was just not getting the black wolf with yellow eyes that has all the powers and that give me that cursed delicious sweet bite. Now, as always, when I try these little experiments, I went to my test hood and took one of the subject kids that I have. I don't even remember which one this is, what her name is, but she was a knowledge sim, and so I thought that that would help me put all the chances on my side. But as I've said before, this didn't go the way that I planned for it to go. It took so long that I started to realize that something was wrong. And so all the footage that you're seeing now was inconclusive. But I decided I didn't want to scrap this video because this was still a fun thing to do, even though it took really long and it didn't go exactly the way that I planned. Because since I had never done it before, I still learned things and was faced with some game mechanic that I had never tried to work out before. So I thought there's something of worth somewhere in there. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll figure it out because that's what I do. And after seeing what a werewolf in The Sims 2 is all about, I was seriously wondering if there is anyone out there that likes to play with werewolves, because it was so underwhelming for how much effort it took to do. I was interested in trying this out after The Sims 4 werewolves came out, and as much as I find that those werewolves look like the cats from the movie Cats had sex with purple wolf furries, and the werewolves that we have in that game are the outcome of that sexual encounter, they are a blast to play, and I knew that the werewolves in The Sims 2 would not compare, not compete, not even like, it's like it's not even the same supernatural being, actually. Now, see in the video, Caesar there that showed up on my lot should have been the leader of the pack with the yellow eyes. The problem was I used Caesar in my 20 kittens and puppies videos as a father for the puppies. So I think that by adopting him in that household and then making him a stray again removed his leader of the pack powers. That is my theory, because obviously he should have been the wolf that had those powers because he's the only black wolf in the whole neighborhood. I had all the other wolves visit my lot and no other wolf had yellow eyes and a black coat. In the moment I didn't know that, obviously, so I still wasted my time trying to get close with the wolf, trying to be friends. At some point I wondered if I had to have 100 over 100 relationship for the dog to nibble me. It just would not work. I tried my darndest, but I had to come to the realization that this was an epic fail. It took me an hour though to realize that, so there's a lot of footage in the middle of just failure after failure, so that's great for me. Plus, now I'm realizing that the toddler in a box was truly unnecessary because this would have never worked in this hood, so I put a toddler in a box for no reason. And that's something I have to live with now. Now, since this really didn't go the way that I thought it would go, I thought this would be a great opportunity to tell you guys about something that has been plaguing my mind lately. And that thing is the song Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus, a song that is very well known and that I expect everyone watching this video to know, or at least be like familiar with without knowing the lyrics. And you know how this woman says she gets into a cab and the radio is playing in the cab, and it's a Jay-Z song, and that's her song. And she says, Miley Cyrus, she says that she gets in the cab and the Jay-Z song is playing, so she puts her hands up and nods her head like yeah, moves her hips like yeah, in the cab. Okay, can we talk about this for a second? Because the cab driver, can we put yourselves in the shoes of a cab driver right now, and you're a cab driver in LA, okay? And you're picking up people outside of LAX, and there's this girl in cowboy boots from fucking Tennessee or whatever that gets into your cab, and you put the radio on, and it's, I don't know, it's Empire State of Mind. Whatever fucking Jay-Z song. I don't know any other Jay-Z song other than Empire State of Mind. All right, so this girl, she's like she looks 17. And she just puts her hands in the air at the back of your cab and starts nodding her head and moving her hips. I would think that there would be something wrong with the young lady. I must admit that. And I don't know how nobody ever commented on that. It doesn't make any sense at all. And I would stop being a cab driver the next day, I think, is what I would do. And you might say, well, this is probably not the weirdest thing that this poor cab driver would see in his life. But I think the fact that it's just so out of the ordinary, and it's such a move that just proves to people that you're not all right in your head, that I would think this woman was trying to do some voodoo on me or something. Like, I would think the worst case scenario of that situation, and I would probably get chills every time I listen to a Jay-Z song. So yeah. Now, getting over that, I skipped ahead on the footage a lot to get to the point where I realized this would probably not work. I did what the internet told me and made the wolf selectable to see if I could have the option to nibble. It didn't come up, and so I thought, okay, this definitely will not work at all. There is not a single chance that it will work. I am best friends with this fucking wolf. This fucking wolf and I are tighter than with anyone in my family, so obviously something is wrong. And so I thought, this hood is fucked. I might have to start over somewhere else. And so I did. I went to the same Veronaville I went to marry Goneril Cap. If you've missed that, check out the I Think Goneril Cap is a MILF video that is gonna be making a lot more sense than it probably is making right now. So yeah, I went to this Veronaville to create a sim. At first I thought about using a pre-made sim, but no, this would just not do. I had to make someone myself. I had to make someone that was obsessed with becoming a wolf and whose entire life was becoming a wolf, because I thought, once again, putting all the chances on my side. I had this girly in my pre-made sims that I thought was pretty, and I named her Wolfie Wolf. Made her turned on by wolves and fitness, and turned off by vampires, because this is Twilight fanfiction now, bitch, deal with it. Now, I repeated my genius plan of filling the entire yard with trees and always setting the time to be night. Girly was outside like 24/7 just waiting for that wolf. She was in on it. She wanted it, and she knew she needed it. Yes. Also, by the way, sorry if this is not very exciting. I know I've said this before, but this was very purely to see if I could do it, since I had never done it before. I did not mean for this to be like a big, funny, intense video. I am still trying to be entertaining, of course, but it's like the point of it was really just to see if I could do it. I was feeling very bad on my period, and oh, there's the wolf, and I didn't want to make a video at all that week, but I thought I had to get something out for Halloween, at least try to do something, and I couldn't be arsed to work on Mid Stranger Night's Dream, so that's what I did instead. This is These are easier videos to make because I play in silence and then I record voiceover and say whatever the fuck I want to say. It's like when I filmed this, I was feeling very bad, awful, and it was like 10 p.m. But now it's 3 in the afternoon and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fresh and I am making little jokes to make this kind of a fun time to go through. Yeah. So tell me if this kind of video is a vibe or if it's not a vibe at all and I should throw myself off of the Burj Khalifa. So the second attempt did go a lot better than the first attempt. As you can see, I am getting buddy with the wolf, a black coat, yellow eyes. It is the one and only leader of the pack. Clap. But even then, that took a while because you need to have great friendship with the wolf. The wolf only shows up when it's dark outside, so at that time I was hanging out with the dog in daylight, but it didn't stay for very long. And then I had to wait for him to come back, and he doesn't come back every night, of course. So, Then, of course, there was a thunderstorm and one of my trees caught fire, and then the rain stopped. And so the tree could not stop being on fire, had to keep being on fire, didn't have a choice. I didn't have a phone in this house, couldn't buy a phone, so my yard was on fire for hours. But you know what? She served. Then the wolf came back another night and I kept trying to be friends with the wolf and, you know, just have a relationship with the wolf that was sufficient for him to decide to take a chomp, but didn't work. I expected this to take a long time and be harder to do than I expected, but honestly, not this much. Since the wolves don't show up this often, when they're there, you really have to get the relationship up as quickly as possible, and there is no guarantee that you'll get the bite while the wolf is there that time, even if you reach the relationship level that you need to reach. I also have no idea if having a strong relationship with a wolf makes him show up more often or anything similar to that. To be frank, this really was my first time even messing with anything that had to do with werewolves. The next time the wolf showed was the night of success. As you can see, the dog was trying to nibble me, but Miss Wolfie Wolf had decided to jump rope, and so the wolf gave up. Didn't try to nibble me again. And I thought, shit, I fucked up. You're not supposed to greet the wolf. When he comes over and tries to nibble you, you're not supposed to greet him. That's what I thought was happening. So I thought, oh, it's not gonna happen tonight. I still let her idle there and wait for the wolf to do something. That didn't do anything. I was pissed the fuck off. Yeah, I was. But the important thing was that I now knew this wolf was able to nibble me and that it would work if the interaction was to go through. I turned autonomy off so it wouldn't happen again, and the wolf came back, as it always does, a couple of nights later. I hoped that it was coming to nibble me, but it was coming to sniff me, and I still do appreciate the gesture. That is very kind of you, Mr. Wolf. But it ended up happening so quickly that I didn't even see the actual nibble. I just saw her surrounded by a bunch of light and howling. So I thought, well, that's cool. I have been filming this video for almost 2 hours now, and the one thing that I wanted to capture in 4K was this, and I couldn't even do that. Then it's a bit like when you work towards a goal for so long that when you actually reach it, you start feeling a bit empty inside. That's what's happened to me at that point. I was desperate to find out what were the things that werewolves could do, so much that I clicked on her and clicked on Prim as if that was a werewolf action. Anyway, I googled it to see what they could do, and I found out that you can click on the ground and summon wolves, and so I did it so much that my game started lagging because it was creating new wolves over and over again, and that was really funny to me. I had a whole pack of wolves on my yard and I wasn't stopping there, no ma'am. But yeah, all in all, am I extremely underwhelmed of what the werewolves have to offer in The Sims 2? Obviously, of course, and so much. I knew that they weren't great, but I didn't know how much not great they would be. the novelty wears off so quickly for something that you might have to do in multiple Sims weeks. Not every Sim that you play that wants to become a werewolf has the possibility to stay awake all night waiting for a wolf. That's not everybody's case. And once you're a wolf, you will never be able to sleep anymore because your energy gets automatically filled every single time you transform. You transform every night. It lowers your hunger by 50%. So, you might want to have food ready in the fridge at all times. I don't think the few perks that come with it are enough to balance out all of the negative points that come with it, honestly. I would pick a full night of sleep above the ability to summon a pack of wolves any day. Any day. So, am I suddenly going to start playing with werewolves? Well, no.